All right, you guys are gonna have to excuse me for my sniffles. Say I'm a little under the weather, but I did leave the house once this weekend, and that was to see McFarland USA, the film that you guys picked for me to review. So that's what I'm talking about today on Monday Morning Critic. Nothing says an inspirational sports movie like Kevin Costner. You'd begin to think that he looks and finds sports movies just to be a part of, but they actually come and find him. Couple little fun facts about this movie before I get into it. Kevin Costner first read about the story in Sports Illustrated, I want to say over 10 years ago when it really happened. All these years later, amazing director Niki Caro comes up to him and says, "Hey, I have a project for you," and opens it up, and it's the story of McFarland. So kind of a little full circle for Kevin Costner because he's lucky like that. McFarland is about a school in California, and Coach Jim White, who is bad-tempered, might be the nice way to put it. His temper just keeps getting him trouble, and his last-ditch effort is in McFarland. And it's the kind of school that nobody wants to teach at. It's the kind of school that kids don't really show up for. You've seen the trailers. You know that they win championships, but there's so much more to this story than that. I was born in Rhode Island, in case you guys didn't know that, so this was something very new to me to see all these fields and pickers. They wake up in the morning, they go to the field and pick with their family, they run to school, they run back to the field to pick with their family, run home and do it all again the next day. These kids are helping their families live, they're helping their families eat, and they're going to school. And Kevin Costner is, of course, amazing. This was no Mr. Brooks. My favorite Kevin Costner film. If I had to say anything I didn't like about the film, definitely didn't love the casting of Maria Bello as Coach Jim White's wife. I got to talk to some of the original runners that ran that year with Coach Jim White, and they were talking about how amazing and loving and warm Jim's wife was, and you didn't get that from the film. Other fun facts about the film that I loved. Director's female, Niki Caro, who I'm now obsessed with because of this film. She has a habit of going in and completely immersing herself into the film. I got the goosebumps because I get so excited about this part. She's making this huge blockbuster film for Disney, so you know there's money behind it. She went into the city of McFarland, held castings, and 4 out of the 7 runners, I believe, were teenagers from McFarland with no acting experience whatsoever. She chose them to share the screen with Kevin Costner, so she changed their lives. I think every kid should see this movie because kids think their life is so tough. Go sit in that field. Just go sit in that field that they're picking in because it was intense just to watch. So if you guys are looking for another inspirational sports movie or just another reason to cry, which I always am, make sure you check out McFarland USA. Next week we have it coming out Focus and The Lazarus Effect. You guys get to pick what I get to see. But beware, I hate horror. So the whole review could be me saying, I heard them scream, but I don't know why because my eyes were closed. That could happen. Just throwing that out in advance. Make sure you go in the comment section below. Let me know what you want me to see and what you saw this weekend. Follow us on Twitter at Regal Movies, and you can follow me on Twitter at Krisily. Join the conversation right now because I'm sitting on this couch waiting to talk to you. Use the hashtag REGMMC, and I will see you next week on Monday Morning Critic.